Hey guys, Chris here again from ClassicVWBugs.com. I got another tip here for you when it comes to the generator. Earlier this past weekend, my father and I had to take out the generator here on this 58 Volkswagen that I have. Most of the shop manuals will tell you that you can actually take the generator out without taking the engine out. I even got that tip from another fellow VW friend of mine. He said, "No, you don't have to drop the engine to take the generator out." Last time we had to change the generator, that's exactly what we did. We dropped the engine and changed the generator. It was much easier to do that, no doubt. But sometimes on these later model bugs, the early model bugs, and you have a later model engine like we have here, the engine's kind of tight and it doesn't drop out as easy. The heat boxes heat the body, and it doesn't just drop so easily out. The 58 bug is supposed to have the 36 horsepower engine. This has the 60 horsepower engine, so it's a little bit bigger. And the 36 engine would drop nice and easy, but 1600 was a little more difficult. So we said, what can we do to kind of get this done quick? Let's try doing it without taking the engine out. The shop manuals will actually tell you that you can unbolt take the manifold out. You can take the carburetor off, and you can just unbolt it from the fan shroud here, and you can slide the generator out. Well, that's easier said than done. It's very difficult. It took us all day to pretty much try to dismantle and get everything out. It was one of our first times trying to do that when the engine was in the car, so we were kind of learning at the same time. But what we did realize was, to make things a hell of a lot easier to take the generator out if you have to replace it, is the generator stand here has nuts holding it on, and there's studs that go through the engine case. One trick that you can do to make things easier for future reference, if you already have your engine out of your car and you're ready to put it in, is take the studs out of the that hold the engine stand in, that go through to the engine, the case, the block here rather. And instead of having them just held on by nuts, they're actually just big bolts that go in. So if you were able to unbolt the nuts here and pulled it right out, even with the threads, now the generator stand can actually slide out. And if it slides out this way, now you can take the manifold out and you can clear everything out for the generator to come out of the fan shroud. When we didn't have it that way and you just had the nuts holding on, you still had the threads pointing up, so you could not lift the generator stand up high enough to get the generator itself out. It's too much in the way, and you can't clear the generator from the manifold far enough to lift it up and out. So one tip is, like we just said, you can just put bolts in through the case instead of actually having them just held on by nuts. So you could take those out next time if you're ever going to get to that point. But that was an easier way to possibly take the generator out. And that's about it. So for generator removal, try doing that tip. This is when you'd have to do this basically before you put the engine in the car, so you have it all set and ready for future reference. But if you ever do have to change your generator, that's a good way to do it. Instead of dropping the whole engine out, you can probably get the thing done pretty quickly. Anyways, that's that tip for today. Chris at ClassicVWBugs.com if you have any questions. Okay, take care.